Guys, it's CJ Investing here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm just going to be doing a pretty short video, just talking about like 5 stocks, or 3 or 5 stocks that I want to own at the right price over every other stock in the stock market. And I'm gonna tell you why. So before I get into my TED Talk, I need y'all to drop a like if you enjoy this type of stuff, and subscribe to the channel, because I'm currently trying to reach 100 subscribers by December of 2023. So if you want to help me do that, you can subscribe and turn your notification bell to stay tuned for more content like this. Alright, so 5 stocks that I will own at the right price. I'm gonna probably go with, this may be a little bit more tougher. So Microsoft, that's a very popular one in the stock market. Everybody knows Microsoft, and if you're a dividend investor, you probably own it. But as you know, it's pretty expensive right now. I think it was $335. It's ran up quite a bit within the past few months. It's gone on a mean run streak. And that's common with these type of tech stocks. They always trade at a premium. Very rarely do they trade at a discount. That's just one of the things, one of the drawbacks to the tech field. And they pay very small dividends. But Microsoft, for instance, the good thing about them, they pay a slightly higher dividend than somebody like Apple or Nvidia or any of those other tech stocks that also pay dividends. So you're getting a little bit of something, as well as some dividend growth. As you know about Microsoft, it's a very diverse company. They do things like from social media platforms like LinkedIn to like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and on things like Chat GPT, I believe that's what it's called. And things like that. More to come in the future with them. And they have a search engine as well. But the reasons why I love them is because of how diverse their business is, and just how strong the financials are as far as the free cash flow. And they have low debt, and they have much more assets than they have liabilities. Those are, and they're not afraid to make acquisitions of smaller companies to continue to grow their business. So you're getting, I won't say a growth stock, you're getting a stock with a decent amount of upside, because these type of stocks are kind of unpredictable with how much growth you can get. They can go on a crazy run sometimes, and sometimes they can just be chill, just like a dividend stock. Sometimes they can trade more so like a growth stock. So you're getting a little bit of both, share appreciation and dividends along the way, or should I say growing dividends. So Microsoft would be one of the stocks I will own at the right price over all the rest. Visa, which I currently own in my Roth IRA, if you know already, is my biggest position in my Roth IRA. And all of these stocks pretty much are going to have very high margins, very great free cash flow, high return on invested capital, or ROIC. That's kind of hard to say. ROIC. And low debt. I think those are some big things to look for when you're looking for a company to invest in. Not just a dividend stock, just companies in general. So, and growing dividends. And Visa, they barely have any expenses like that. Visa as well as MasterCard. But I own Visa. I'm a little biased because I had Visa cards my whole life, and they treated me well. when I think high quality credit debit cards, I think of Visa. That's just like the standard, when I think of that. So yeah, they have very high margins, very low expenses, growing dividends. Their dividends are very small, and this is one of the examples I'm talking about with small dividends in the tech sector. But you're gonna get like double-digit growth year over year with their dividends, and you're gonna get share appreciation with Visa as well as MasterCard, because people are gonna want to get into these type of companies because it's just so attractive. You're getting a little bit of both worlds, and everybody has a Visa card or a MasterCard, and they're not going away anytime soon. In fact, they're continuing to spread over the world, and people are using them more and more. People are not changing their spending habits. They're continuing to spend more. So those are some things you got to look at within the next 10, 20, 30 years, what people are doing, what you think, where you think the world is headed. And I don't think they're going away anytime soon. So that's something else I look for. So Visa, my number 3 would be, at the right price, I would want to own probably Google. Yeah, Google. I'm recording this on their platform, which is YouTube. It just speaks. Google is such a strong business, and I know it's not a dividend stock. I know that, but I would want to own this at the right price. And should I say the price is? It will be probably under 100, preferably under $90 a share. So that's where I would want to own it at. I think it's a lot of upside from there, and it's one of the most undervalued FANG stocks. Very underrated. They have great free cash flow. When you think no debt companies in the stock market, you type that into your Google search bar. And I said Google search bar. That's the platform. That's the stock that I'm talking about. If you use their search bar, you will, and look for debt-free companies. Google is one of the ones that come up. Google, Meta, T. Rowe Price, stocks like that, Skyward Solutions. Those are some of the stocks that came up whenever I searched debt-free companies in the stock market. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to look for. You want companies free of debt, so they don't have nothing to really worry about, or low debt at least. So they don't run the risk of going bankrupt or going under or running into any financial issues later down the line. So that's less for them to worry about, more for them to invest into their business and back into their shareholders. So, you want to look for that. And yeah. Wait, which company? Oh, so Google, almost forgot. So that would be like number 3, I believe. My number 4, at the right price, I want to own is probably Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. I owned it a while back in like 2021, back when it had dipped quite a bit because I think some bad news that came out about something. I forgot, it was probably something. It probably was something insignificant. But I bought it, and I got it at a great price. I was buying it for a little while, and then it ran up. And back then, I was still trying to get my foot set into what I wanted to own, what I wanted to buy at the time, and get my diamond hands ready. As far as back then, I had paper hands, meaning. And those are funny expressions, saying that, if you have paper hands, you tend to trade a lot in and out of stocks. You can't hold on to nothing. And that's kind of how I was back then. I was more so trading in and out of stocks once it ran up. But I'm trying to get better and better as time progresses with holding stocks, because I know that that's where the real gains in the end are determined from the people who hold. You know, you're gonna have your dips and blips in the short term. You know, you ain't gonna make too many gains in the short term, because as soon as it goes up, it can come right back down within the next few days or so. Because the stock market can be a very volatile place, depending on what's going on in the world at the time. So the real gains, like I said, are made in the long term. So yeah, Lockheed Martin, I have notifications for that company. It's always been on my watch list, and it's just a strong business. I don't think it's extremely high margins like the rest of the companies on this list, but they just pull in so much revenue, and they continue to get grants and contracts from the government, the United States government, you know, all the time. It seems like every day they're getting a different grant, receiving money, 200 and something million, $300 million dollars in grants. And they're also in, I think, aerospace. They make a lot of the military equipment, you know, as far as the fighter jets, you know, different things like that, the tanks and different stuff like that. And they're very involved in space travel, you know, making the parts for that as well, working with NASA. So it's a very strong business. It's a very needed business in the United States, and that's another thing you want to look for. How important or needed is it today and in the future in society? And that's something that's not going away, I don't believe, for a very long time. And they pay big dividends. They pay a lot of money out in dividends, probably one of the highest that I'm going to be choosing today. And they're continuing to increase it. So that's another stock, another popular stock. These are all pretty popular, and I'm not doing this on purpose. I just really love these companies, and I've always had them on my watch list. I continue to try and research and listen to earnings calls and stuff like that to stay up to date with it. So my where am I at? Number 5. Okay, number 5. Last stock was Lockheed Martin. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably go with. Maybe BlackRock. That's kind of its ticker symbol is BLK, as you probably know, BLK. And that's kind of contradictory to the stock that I own, because I own T. Rowe Price, and they have much better financials and stuff. I love the stock, but I don't know if BlackRock was at the right price. That was the original stock that I was into before T. Rowe Price. If that was at the right price, I would have bought that over T. Rowe Price. Just being honest, at the time. And you know, it's just such a huge business. They manage like trillions in assets. They own pretty much everything. Vanguard, ETFs. They own other ETFs, so that tells you something right there. They own, which consists of stocks like Apple, Amazon, JP Morgan, you know, stocks like that. So they pretty much have a stake in everything. They even own, I think, Berkshire Hathaway, which owns other stocks. So they just own so much, and it's just something to look at. They're a big company. I'm surprised they haven't done a stock split in the recent years with how how their share price has gotten. As you know, you normally don't see shares of a company trading at like $700, $800. They normally split it, so that it's more affordable for people that don't have fractional shares or people just get in the market. But everybody pretty much have fractional shares nowadays with their brokerages. But they normally do that to incentivize people to buy in. It's normally mind tricks, with the stock splits and everything. You get them at the same price. So I really like BlackRock, and that would be number 5 for me. So yeah, it's a retirement account, just like T. Rowe Price. I have family members that use it. It's pretty reliable. One of the most reliable ones that's out there, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just rambling at this point. So I appreciate y'all for taking the time out to tune into my video. Stay tuned for more. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Subscribe to put more of this good stuff in YouTube algorithm. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to do y'all thing. Good luck with all your investments. And let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Anything I can help with if you're just starting in the market. Any advice I could give, I will. But once again, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day or night, depending on what time y'all watching this. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.